There comes a moment in life when everything starts to align, not by accident, but by divine design. If you found yourself here, reading these words, it is not by chance. You were meant to be here. This very moment is not a coincidence, it's part of something greater, something that has been orchestrated by a higher power. There has been a divine stirring inside of you for a while now, a feeling that something big is coming, and the time has finally arrived. You've waited, hoped, and prayed for your breakthrough. And now, your breakthrough is no longer just a distant dream, it is beginning to unfold right before your eyes. The shift has already begun, and what lies ahead will be beyond anything you've ever imagined. You are stepping into a new season of life, one that carries with it a weight of purpose and a flood of blessings. This isn't just a change in your circumstances, it is a complete transformation of your reality. You are not just being elevated mentally or emotionally, you are being lifted spiritually and divinely. God has already spoken to your heart, maybe not in loud words but through subtle feelings, through moments of unexplained hope, through quiet signs that seemed small at the time but now make sense. All those whispers were promises. Promises that you are about to see fulfilled. It may feel sudden, almost unbelievable, but this moment has been building for a long time. Every struggle you've faced, every delay, every heartbreak, it was never wasted. Each of those moments was preparing you for what's coming. You may have questioned the process, wondered why things had to happen the way they did, but now you are beginning to see the greater picture. The pain had purpose. The waiting built your patience. The setbacks built your strength. And now, it's time for everything to fall into place. But this isn't just about you. As the world around you begins to tremble and shift, you are being positioned as a light, a leader, and a voice in the midst of chaos. The systems and structures that once seemed unshakable are starting to weaken. Financial systems, political institutions, even long-standing traditions are beginning to fall apart. Yet, this collapse isn't something to fear, it's an opportunity. The dismantling of the old makes way for the emergence of something new. You are being called to rise, to lead, and to carry the torch of divine wisdom and truth in a world desperate for direction. You weren't chosen just to survive the shift, you were chosen to lead through it. You've been equipped, not only with knowledge but with divine insight. While others are searching for answers, you will have clarity. While many are losing their way, you will stand firm. Your life is becoming a living testament to the power of faith and the truth of God's promises. People will look to you for guidance, not because you're perfect, but because you are deeply connected to the divine. Your strength will not come from the world but from the unwavering faith you hold within. Even as traditional religious figures fade and age-old voices grow silent, something new is emerging. The era of dependence on external religious authority is ending, and in its place, a deeper, more personal relationship with God is rising. You are a part of that movement. You are the new vessel, the fresh voice, the living example of divine love, grace, and truth. Not through titles or status, but through your actions, your words, and the light you carry. You are not just a believer, you are becoming a living bridge between heaven and earth. The transformation happening in your life isn't limited to the spiritual realm. It is reaching into the financial, emotional, and practical aspects of your life. God is about to release a level of financial abundance that will shock you, not for selfish gain, but for sacred purpose. You are being entrusted with resources that will empower you to make an impact, to build, to give, and to lead. Money will no longer be a struggle. Instead, it will become a tool in your hand to carry out your divine mission. Your financial freedom is not the end goal, it is the means through which you'll help others find freedom of their own. Alongside this financial breakthrough, you will experience spiritual clarity like never before. The walls that once blocked your understanding are coming down. You will begin to receive direct guidance, prophetic dreams, and inner revelations that point you exactly where you need to go. These visions and dreams are not to be dismissed, they are sacred. They are divine instructions being planted in your heart so that you can move forward with boldness and wisdom. You'll no longer walk in confusion or hesitation, but in certainty, knowing that God Himself is directing your path. This clarity will lead to action. You won't just know what you're supposed to do, you will have the courage to do it. The fear that once held you back will fade. Doubt will no longer dominate your decisions. Your steps will be ordered, your heart will be steady, and your focus will be fixed. As you begin to move, everything will start aligning. Doors you never knew existed will swing open. Opportunities will appear that you couldn't have dreamed of. Divine favor will follow you, and everything you touch will begin to prosper. But with blessing comes responsibility. You are being positioned as a spiritual leader, not in the traditional sense, but in a divine sense. Your life, your journey, and your transformation will speak louder than any sermon. People around you will start to notice. They'll be drawn to your peace, your strength, and your ability to remain calm in the chaos. You won't have to convince anyone your presence will carry authority. In a world full of confusion, you will be a symbol of hope and stability. This role you are stepping into isn't about being the loudest or the most visible, it's about being the most authentic. It's about letting your connection to God shine through you so clearly that others feel inspired just by being near you. The wisdom you've gained through pain, the patience you've built through waiting, and the strength you've earned through trials are now becoming your greatest tools to lead others to their own breakthroughs. And yes, the world is changing. It's happening faster than anyone expected. There's chaos, unrest, and a deep spiritual hunger spreading across the globe. But you are not meant to hide from this change, you are meant to stand at the center of it. In the eye of the storm, you will be a stabilizing force. When others are fearful, you will be faithful. When people are breaking down, you will help build them back up. The storm may be loud, but your inner peace will be louder. Everything that once seemed like a burden will now reveal itself as a blessing. The heartbreaks, the betrayals, the setbacks, they were all building you. Every moment of uncertainty shaped your trust in the divine. Every unanswered prayer was storing up something better. Now, you're stepping into a season where all of those seeds will start to bloom. You'll understand why the journey was so long, why the wait felt endless, and why the process had to be so intense. It was because what you're about to receive is so great that it required great preparation. The transformation ahead is not just a change in your lifestyle, it's a change in your identity. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. You are stepping into the fullness of your calling, and as you do, everything will shift. Your relationships will change, your environment will evolve, your impact will expand, and through it all, you'll carry a sense of peace and power that can only come from divine alignment. This is the time when the chosen ones rise not just in word, but in action. You've watched others shine, you've supported, applauded, and learned. But now, it's your time. You're no longer meant to watch from the sidelines. You are meant to lead, to speak, to act, to shine. Everything you need has already been planted within you. The world needs what you carry. And now, you are being called to step fully into that role. What's coming is greater than anything you've lost. The abundance that is on its way will not only bless you but bless countless others through you. You'll see things fall into place in ways that make you pause in awe. You'll experience favor that accelerates your progress, connections that elevate your purpose, and miracles that confirm your faith. Every area of your life is being touched by this divine transformation spiritually, emotionally, financially, relationally. You are walking into a future where everything is different. Your past will no longer define you. Your future will be marked by purpose, favor, and divine flow. And as this transformation continues, you'll realize it's not just for you, it's for the people you're called to influence. The impact you make will ripple through lives, communities, and generations. There's no more room for fear. No more space for doubt. The door is open, and the invitation is clear. Step into the life God designed for you. Everything is about to change. And you, the chosen one, are at the heart of it. The time is now. The shift is here, and your rise has just begun. You may not have always felt like the chosen one. In fact, there were days when you felt forgotten, overlooked, or even abandoned. You wondered if the promises spoken over your life were real or just the product of wishful thinking. But what you didn't realize then is that being chosen doesn't mean having an easy path. It means being prepared for something that others wouldn't be able to carry. It means being refined through fire, shaped through storms, and strengthened in silence. The moments of isolation were not punishment, they were preparation. When others couldn't see your worth, God was developing your character in secret. Now, the time for hiding is over. The time for emerging is here. You are not who you used to be. You've outgrown the version of yourself that settled for less, doubted constantly, or dimmed your light for the comfort of others. You have become wiser, stronger, more spiritually awake. There is a new confidence rising within you, not arrogance, but certainty. A quiet knowing that you are backed by the divine, that your steps are ordered, that no door meant for you can remain shut, that no force can stop what has already been written by God. As you move forward, you will begin to notice how everything starts to align. The right people will enter your life. The wrong ones will quietly exit. Ideas will flow to you with ease. Resources will appear when needed. It won't always make sense, and that's okay because divine moves rarely look logical in the beginning. But they are always intentional. There is a holy order to everything happening around you right now. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Everything is working together for your rise. And in this rise, your influence will stretch farther than you expect. People you never met will be touched by your story. Your testimony will travel beyond your city, your country, maybe even your language. What you're walking into is not just about local impact, it's about global significance. Your voice carries authority because it's rooted in truth. Your story carries power because it's been refined through struggle. Your presence carries healing because it's filled with grace. There will be moments in the days to come when you'll feel the weight of your calling. You may ask, why me? You may wonder if you're really ready. But let this be your reminder, you wouldn't be here if you weren't. The fact that you've made it through all you have is proof that you were built for this. God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. And you have been called for such a time as this. You are entering a season of supernatural acceleration. Things that once took years will happen in months. Delays will turn into sudden progress. What used to feel stuck will start moving rapidly. You'll feel as though time is bending in your favor because when God is behind you, what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. The blessings that were being stored up are being released. The favor that was circling your name is landing. And you'll stand in the middle of it, not because you earned it, but because you were faithful enough to believe when it made no sense to. This is also a season of revelation. Truths you couldn't see before will become clear. Hidden motives, secret opportunities, divine connections, they will be revealed at the right time. You'll start to see the purpose in past pain. You'll gain clarity about decisions you need to make. And as you act on these revelations, doors will fly open. Some doors will require bold faith. Others will open so easily, they'll feel like miracles. Either way, your responsibility is the same, walk through them. Don't let fear cause you to pause. Don't let unworthiness convince you to step back. You are being handed these opportunities because you are ready. As you walk this new path, understand that not everyone can go with you. Some people were part of your preparation, not your promotion. Don't be afraid to let go of relationships that no longer align with where God is taking you. This doesn't mean you're better than anyone. It simply means you've outgrown environments that no longer nourish your purpose. Elevation often requires separation, and though it may hurt in the moment, it will bring peace in the long run. This path also requires spiritual discipline. Stay connected to your source. Stay in prayer. Stay grounded in the Word. Listen closely to the inner voice of God, for it will guide you through the noise of the world. There will be distractions. There will be temptations, but your discernment will become sharper. You'll know what's from God and what's not. You'll feel peace when it's right and discomfort when it's wrong. Trust those inner nudges, they are divine guidance systems, pointing you toward your destiny. You will also become a provider of hope. As others struggle with uncertainty, your calm presence will give them peace. Your words will lift their spirits. Your journey will inspire them to believe that transformation is possible. Some will cry with you. Others will follow you. Many will thank you for simply being courageous enough to rise, to lead, and to believe when no one else did. Your obedience will become the reason someone else chooses not to give up. Even when trials come, and yes, they still will, you won't be shaken. Because this time, you're not facing them alone. You've developed an unshakable foundation, a depth of faith that cannot be broken. You'll bounce back quicker, you'll recover stronger, you'll respond with wisdom rather than worry. The storms will still rage, but they won't be able to touch your center. This is not just the start of a better season. This is the beginning of your divine legacy. You're stepping into a chapter of life that generations after you will talk about. Your grandchildren will live in the blessings you unlock today. Your family will rise because of the decisions you make now. You are the bridge between your ancestors' prayers and your descendants' miracles. You are the chosen one in your bloodline, the breaker of cycles, the builder of futures. You may still have moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments of questioning. That's okay. It doesn't disqualify you, it makes you human. But don't camp out in fear. Don't build a home in hesitation. Feel it, acknowledge it, and then move forward anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the choice to move through it with faith. The anointing on your life is becoming undeniable. You'll feel it in your spirit. Others will see it in your presence. It will shift rooms, open hearts, and change atmospheres. And no matter how much darkness tries to surround you, it cannot dim your light. You were created for this. You were prepared for this. You were born for this. So now, stand tall. Lift your head. Step forward without apology. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Now. The world is waiting. Heaven is watching. And your time has come. As you move deeper into this new season, you'll begin to realize just how much has been orchestrated on your behalf. All the times you felt stuck, overlooked, or dismissed, they were not signs of failure. They were moments of divine strategy. God wasn't ignoring you, he was building something in you. You were not being denied, you were being developed. And what felt like silence was actually preparation. You were hidden for a time, protected from distractions and delays that might have derailed your purpose. But now, the covering is being lifted. You're being revealed to the world at the exact moment you're most ready to shine. Everything around you is shifting, not just externally but internally. Your thoughts are clearer, your emotions more steady, your faith more rooted. The fears that used to control you are now being replaced with trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your purpose, and above all, trust in God's perfect timing. You are no longer at war with the process. You are learning to embrace the unfolding, to see beauty in the waiting, and to find peace even when the outcome isn't yet visible. That's growth, that's maturity, and that's what qualifies you for the next level of your journey. There will come a point very soon where you'll look back and barely recognize your former self. Not because you were broken or flawed, but because you've come so far. You'll remember who you were, but you won't live there anymore. You'll carry your past like a story, not a burden. A testimony, not a chain. It will be a reminder of just how far you've come and how faithful God has been, every step of the way. Even as blessings begin to pour into your life, remain humble. Stay grounded in gratitude. Remember, you didn't get here on your own. Grace carried you, faith lifted you, purpose sustained you. Let your success be a light for others, not a spotlight for yourself. The influence you are gaining isn't just for your benefit, it's meant to elevate others. The favor you walk in should create room for others to rise. Don't forget those still struggling to find their way. Your rise is not just personal, it's collective. As you climb, reach back. As you heal, help others do the same. As you lead, make room at the table for others to sit beside you. There is something sacred about the season you're stepping into. It is not just about progress, it's about divine alignment. When your purpose, your gifts, your heart, and your surroundings all begin to align, there's a power that flows effortlessly through your life. Things begin to unfold without force. Ideas take shape with clarity. Plans execute with ease. You no longer feel like you're pushing against the current, instead, you're flowing with it. And that's how you'll know you're exactly where you're meant to be. In this space, you will begin to attract what matches your growth. Friendships that nurture, not drain. Opportunities that elevate, not exploit. Environments that support, not suppress. You'll begin to say no without guilt. Set boundaries without shame. Walk away from what no longer serves your destiny, not out of bitterness, but with peace. Because you know that anything that costs you your peace is too expensive for your purpose. You'll begin to love differently too. Not from a place of need or insecurity, but from fullness. You'll stop chasing validation and start radiating confidence. You'll understand that love should not feel like survival. It should feel like partnership, purpose, and peace. And the right connections, both romantic and platonic, will feel like home, not a battlefield. You won't have to fight to be seen. You won't have to beg to be heard. You'll simply be understood, and that will feel like a miracle. As you grow, there will also be tests. With greater blessings come greater responsibilities. With more influence comes more opposition. But don't let that intimidate you. Every new level comes with its own challenges, but you are more than equipped. You were prepared in the fire. You were sharpened in the waiting. You were strengthened in solitude. Nothing can come against you that you and God cannot handle together. Even when pressure builds, remember, pressure creates diamonds. The same forces trying to shake you are the ones shaping your brilliance. Don't be afraid of being uncomfortable. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. But discomfort is not danger, it's development. You're evolving, stretching, expanding, and that's exactly how it should feel. You're no longer living in survival mode. You are stepping into divine flow. You're no longer shrinking to make others comfortable. You're expanding to honor your calling. You're no longer wondering if you're worthy. You know you are, and with this knowing, you'll begin to walk, talk, and move differently. Soon, the people around you will begin to ask, what changed? And the answer will be simple, everything. Your perspective, your spirit, your standards, your circle, they're all being transformed. Not because you forced it, but because you finally surrendered to the process. And when you surrender to the process, you allow God to exceed your expectations. Get ready. Your name is being spoken in rooms you've never entered. Your energy is making waves in places your feet haven't yet touched. Doors are being unlocked. Paths are being cleared. Mountains are moving. And it's not because you've manipulated your way into blessings, it's because you trusted, you waited, and you stayed faithful when it would have been easier to give up. This is your reward season. The time when everything that was delayed is delivered. The time when promises turn into reality. The time when hidden potential becomes undeniable purpose. And as you step fully into it, the world won't just see your success, they'll feel your anointing. You will be a walking example of what it looks like to trust God fully, follow His leading, and rise from the ashes stronger than ever. You didn't come this far just to stop here. There is more ahead, more joy, more peace, more purpose, more prosperity. But now, you're walking into it prepared. Not rushed, not desperate, just ready. You've been called, you've been chosen, and now, finally, you are being revealed. You are not at the beginning. You are in the middle of the miracle. You didn't come this far just to stop here. There is more ahead, more joy, more peace, more purpose, more prosperity. But now, you're walking into it prepared. Not rushed, not desperate, just ready. You've been called, you've been chosen, and now, finally, you are being revealed. You are not at the beginning. You are in the middle of the miracle. What once looked like a struggle is now unfolding as a sacred story. Your life is turning into living proof that even through the hardest trials, purpose can be birthed. You are becoming the evidence that pain was not the end, but the planting ground for your next harvest. Your scars are no longer signs of defeat, but testimonies of survival, and now, symbols of your rise. Everything that seemed to delay you was really preparing you. The silence was a sign that something louder was being built in the background. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. Positioned for more, for better, for deeper. And now, the ground beneath your feet feels different. It's no longer shaky. It's steady, solid, grounded in truth, grounded in grace, grounded in God. Your vision is sharper now. You see through illusions. You recognize distractions. You feel the difference between what pulls you off course and what pushes you into purpose. The clarity you carry is not accidental. It's earned, and it is what allows you to move forward without looking back. Because what's behind you no longer holds the same power. You are being called forward, not just into a new chapter, but into a new identity. You are becoming, and becoming is not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about stepping into who you were all along but had forgotten. You're remembering your strength, you're reclaiming your voice, you're realigning with the divine. And this alignment is what makes everything shift from your thoughts to your relationships to your future. Nothing stays the same when you fully surrender to your calling. There will be new responsibilities in this season, but they won't feel like burdens. They'll feel like privileges. You won't be overwhelmed by pressure because you'll be overflowing with purpose. You'll wake up knowing that your life matters, that your presence is needed, that your words carry healing, and you'll speak with the boldness of someone who has been through fire and came out refined, not ruined. Others will notice. They'll see the shift before you even speak. The light in your eyes, the calm in your spirit, the authority in your walk. They won't be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. And they'll want to know what changed. And you'll tell them, you finally stopped running from who you are. You finally said yes to what you were made for. As you rise, don't shrink, don't dim, don't apologize for becoming what you were always meant to be. The world needs your authenticity. Your community needs your leadership. The next generation needs your example. And heaven is backing your every step. You are not walking alone, you are being carried by something greater. When doubts try to creep in, and they will remember how far you've come. Reflect on the closed doors that protected you, the delays that developed you, the detours that directed you. Everything you thought was a setback was really a setup. And now, the stage is set. Not for a performance, but for a purpose. This is not the end of your journey, it's the launch point. The spotlight is not on you for vanity, but for vision. Your voice is rising not to impress, but to impact. The world is desperate for truth, for guidance, for hope. And your life is the answer to someone else's prayer. You are the proof that faith still works, that purpose still prevails, that God still fulfills promises. There is so much more ahead. More people to love, more lives to change, more healing to bring, more wisdom to share, more dreams to build. This next season will stretch you, yes, but it will also fulfill you. You will be poured out and filled back up again over and over because divine purpose always comes with divine provision. So breathe, let go of fear, release the anxiety, step forward with bold faith. This is your divine moment, and it cannot be stopped. You have everything you need. The strength, the favor, the wisdom, the calling, and the timing is perfect. Because God never shows up late. And neither do you. You are right on time for your destiny. This is your rise. This is your release. This is your redemption. Welcome to the fullness of who you are. Welcome home.